Hello everybody, welcome. It's me, John, aka Nosey, and I'm here for a brand new review. Today I am going to be reviewing the TFNation Exclusive that was unveiled at TFNation or TFN Manchester 2026. And that is none other than 30 MDLX Toxitron. Let's get him out and let's get a look at him. And here we have it then. So here is, by 30, the MDLX Toxitron. This was a special TFNation Exclusive figure for that was unveiled at TFN Manchester 2026. I was a bit unsure whether to pick this up, mostly because I didn't think I'd be able to afford it after the whole cost of the weekend and that and other things that I purchased. But luckily enough, there was only, I think, 2 left at the time, and I decided to pick one up. Now, TFNation, for those that maybe don't know, is Europe's largest fan-run Transformers convention, run by fans for fans, and it is usually based in Birmingham, UK, and but sometimes they do smaller events, or they do smaller events as well. One in Manchester and one now it's going to be in Swindon. So this TFNation do not get official Hasbro exclusive or official product exclusives very often. And this is pretty cool. I mean, I've had a 30 figure before. I've had the Bumblebee Soundwave that they released. I believe it was by 30. It was a fantastic figure. So this is a much smaller figure. I would say this is probably a leader class scale. In comparison, maybe either a Voyager, between Voyager and Leader in size. But yeah, so the packaging is pretty, everything's in Chinese, but and all sorts. But you have a little view screen with a Decepticon insignia of the figure itself. Got some pretty nice box art and a nice, yeah, it's a nice box. So let's get him out of this box and let's get a look-see. And here he is. Doesn't he look amazing? Absolutely incredible. So he comes with a bunch of stuff, accessories. I will get to those in a moment. But just take a quick look-see at how beautifully detailed this figure is. Just look at the amount of detail in the paint application. It is just incredible. I know some people will probably turn their nose up at this figure because it doesn't transform. But it is in a very highly detailed and posable figure that is just incredible. Now, this is the first Toxitron I have in my collection. So I'm actually very, very happy to have a Toxitron. I am a bit of a sucker for, like, basically different figures that are based on Optimus Prime. Now, I am a huge... Obviously, this is, I believe, Toxitron, but in the style of Bumblebee / Rise of the Beasts. If I would say Bumblebee Optimus Prime, like the live-action style that this figure is based on. And it actually absolutely just looks incredible. Just the posability on this is unreal. As you can see, it does have it's actually got some nice stiff joints because it's brand new, of course. As you can see, everything seems to move, even the shoulder pads. It is just an incredible figure. It has a nice pivot in the chest there. It's a 360 swivel. The legs can go up to about there, and the knee can bend right on in there, and you have foot movement, pivot, and does it have toe? Oops, something just popped off. I will find out what that is. Yeah, so it has a nice amount. Oh, it has actually a toe movement as well. The toe does actually move. Yeah, just be careful. These two pieces on the abdomen bit here, they kind of on like a really small little peg that goes inside this center bit. That like man, it can come off. So just be careful moving that leg. The head is it really on a good ball joint. Bops up and down. Yeah, so you've got a good range. Yeah, even this one here, that one's just made a noise, and yeah, it's just all of this is free around the midsection here, so just be very careful, people. There is a load of accessories. It comes with a tray of accessories. So as you can see here, it comes with a matrix of leadership. Comes with 4 extra hands, which is open palm, both open palm, and 2 pointing hands. Then it comes with his signature massive blaster. Then there is like a backpack section as well, and this massive laser axe or energon axe. He also comes with an additional tray, and let me just be very, very careful that I don't lose anything. But yeah, there is even more exchangeable hands. So altogether you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You get 10 different hands a part of this set. So these ones are your closed fist and so on. So obviously he can like hold his weapons. I'm probably not going to use majority of these, to be quite honest. So yeah, these are probably going to go right back in the box after the review. But I am going to use probably a fist that can accommodate the weapons at least. And that's about it. But I just wanted to show very quickly, like, if this camera can show, or I'm not getting the best quality, but even the fists, even these fists are really, really well painted. They're just a beautiful sheen on them. So here's a look-see then at the backpack. That is beautifully detailed. Just really, really, really nice. Let me just get a bit of a close-up. Really, really nice. Just look at that. Really, really nice. So it's just 2 little ports. See these sticking out, I'm guessing, just shoving straight into the back of the figure. So turn this guy around. There is 2 corresponding ports, and then this will simply, or hopefully simply, we'll just go. Look, see at the legs here. Just look at how beautiful this figure is. It really is nice. Just to give you a little look-see as well, this is one of obviously the gun fists that I'm going to put onto the figure. It actually really goes on there nicely, so I just wanted to show, it just slides right on, and it even goes, there's an extended finger there for the trigger, and it stays on there really, really nice. I mean, that is just on its own, unaided. It actually stays on there very nicely. It grips the blaster very nicely. And just give you a little look-see at the blaster close up. It is a really nice piece. Again, let me just zoom on in. I mean, look at that. The sheen on that. The lovely, beautiful, glossy paintwork. The beautiful moulded detailing on that is incredible. It is a really cool weapon, really. So I'm going to pop out that. It's as simple as. Okay. Is there... That's strange. Hang on. And finally I have his gun in. Okay then, so I'm just going to put another hand on, which is this one, which is I can open enough just to be able to grasp his axe. So that will just simply, see, it just won't go on if it's not perfectly in line. So that hand is now on. It is a little bit finicky because the port that was in the hand on this side actually came out when I took the first one, the other fist off for the gun. It actually came off, but in this hand it never came off, it stayed inside. But they are a little bit finicky, those replacing the hands, I will just say that, to be honest. It could just be mine, it could just be a bit of a QC issue on mine, I don't know, but it's relatively straightforward to replace those fists, but they're just a bit finicky. They don't like to really go in, or if you don't line them up correctly, they won't go in. They're a little bit off, in my opinion, but other than that, I am really liking this figure. One last thing to really show is the front. So the front of his chest comes off, or the chest plate comes off, and it is held on by magnets. So you've got 3 little magnets held in there and corresponding in like a triangular shape. So that comes off, and you can get a bit of a closer look, see at the paint up on that chest plate, which is nice. And then you got the red, you got like a smashed windscreen thing going on there as well, which is cool. So obviously what that's for is for the Matrix of Leadership. Here is the Matrix of Leadership. It is pretty cool. I do love the colour scheme. It is very Nemesis Prime-like, with obviously the fact that it's just purple and black, or whatever. But it's identical on both sides, but it is a nice moulded piece. And there we have it. So it just simply slots straight into like a pre-moulded thing. So it just goes right on in there. And it does look pretty awesome. This bit will just simply go straight back on. Let me just line it all up. Like so. And there we have it. So his Matrix of Leadership is in, which is pretty cool. And that's it. This is the review on this guy. I can't really go into much more detail, because obviously he doesn't transform, of course. But he's a really nice detailed piece. The paint application on this is incredible. I love the colour scheme on this. I love the green, like a real slimy toxic green. The purple. It is a really, really nice figure. But there is some slight issues that I'm not a big fan of. Mainly of like this midsection bit is a little bit funny on mine. The fists are a little bit finicky when you're replacing them. So you're putting on another fist, swapping the fists over or the hands over. They're a little bit finicky. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, this fist only just seems to want to hold the axe. It keeps it in place, of course, but it does wobble a little bit. But these are just minor little things. It's nothing to distract people away from the figure, but I like to be honest when I make videos. I like to be very honest. If I have a problem with a figure, or come across a problem with a figure, I will mention it. I don't care if it upsets anybody individually or whatever, but it's end of the day, it's just some slight, you just got to be very careful. Like the midsection pieces, like these pieces here, they can pop off really, really easily, like these bits here. So yeah, they can pop off really easily, so just be very careful. Anybody else that picked this up, just be very careful, because there could be, you could lose parts around the midsection because they just pop off and pop on if you're not careful. But it's a really nice piece. You know, it has some beautiful detailing. The articulation on it is incredible. As you can see, this backpack section as well is there on there as well, which is really, really nicely done. It is a really, really nice figure. So this has been my review on the MDLX 30 Toxitron, the TFNation Exclusive from TFN Manchester 2026. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves and bye-bye for now.